Hello, I mentioned in my video yesterday that the Victrix Celts I've been banging on about for a while now have finally turned up. So I've been playing around with them yesterday, putting a few together, seeing how they look. A few people said they might be interested in having a little look. As I say, it's not something that there's probably many videos about because they're brand new, so it seemed worth waxing lyrical on. Whereas obviously a lot of things I'm doing have been around for years and you can find all the stuff you need elsewhere. I've put a few examples of the figures that I've made up here, but if you have a look on the Victrix website, or if you just Google Victrix Celts and look at Google Images, you'll find loads of really good images of what they look like built. So I thought what I'd try and do is just sort of give you an overview of what's on the sprues so you can see what you get, and yeah, you can see what maybe you can do with them from there. So as I say, yeah, I'm not looking to dwell on these particular figures you can see now. The other thing I was going to try and do, because I'm trying to combine them with Warlord Games Celts for the army, so I was just going to have a little look at a bit of a size comparison and give you some sort of idea as to whether they might work together. Apologies if the lighting isn't all that. I haven't got any particular professional setup. This is just done on the dining room table with a couple of lamps. If you could see what it looks like from where I'm sitting, it looks ridiculously unprofessional, even more so than it probably does from where you're sitting. But anyway, yeah, I'll run through some of the sprues so you can have a bit of a look and do my best to give you an overview. Right, they're the two packets I got. Got Celtic Warriors and Celtic Naked Fanatics. As you can see, there's 48 figures in the, or enough for 48 figures in the Celtic Warriors set, and enough for 24 in the Naked Fanatics set. As I think is normal with Victrix, the packaging is nothing to get too excited about. It's just a bag with a bit of cardboard clip to the top. If I turn one of these over, it does give you on the back a summary of the pieces and perhaps how they fit together. You can see there's some more nice images of how the figures look, which are probably a lot better than the images I've just put up. But anyway, yeah, so it gives you some sort of idea of how things go together. But yeah, there's not a lot of pictures or background or anything like that. But I guess if they keep the packaging basic, that keeps the cost of the figures down at the end of the day. So pay your money, you take your choice with that. I suppose if you want really pretty packaging and boxes, then you can pay for it. But yeah, this way you don't. I can't remember exactly how much they cost, but I'm sure that's easy enough to find out. But certainly I know it gets cheaper if you buy more than one packet. But yeah, the price was perfectly reasonable. And the figures are very nice, and I understand they're bringing out some cavalry and chariots and things later on in the year, perhaps in May. They're suggesting, based on recent experience, it might be a bit late, but yeah, that's what they're talking about. I think I'll definitely be buying the cavalry. Whether I do anything with the, I don't really need any more chariots, but I'll probably end up buying them anyway. We'll see how we go. But yeah, so try and give you an overlook of the sprues. We start with the Naked Fanatics one first of all. You've got 6 sprues, all the same, 4 figures on each. You've got 4 different poses of body, which you can see in the middle. 6 different shields. On the subject of shields, I did get, they are selling Little Big Man Studio transfers that are meant to fit on these shields. So I'm hoping that will take care of that for me. But yeah, on this particular sprue, as I say, more shields than you need really for the figures. And then you've got a range of arm options carrying various swords, scabbards and swords to attach to their hip. Obviously, if the guy's carrying a sword, you can just clip the top of the clip the sword handle off the scabbard and just attach the scabbard. Various spears, shorter javelins. Actually, there's one there that you can have. You could probably make skirmishes if you wanted to. You could put the there's a left hand, excuse me, there go the lights, told you it wasn't very professional. It's a left hand there with a couple of javelins on them, and down somewhere else there's a left hand with a single javelin. So you could perhaps put those in the left hand and then have them thrown a javelin in the right hand, and you could make skirmishes if you wanted to as well. Which, if I hadn't already got skirmishers, that might be something I'd do with some of these. And then as well as all that, there's various heads. Again, far more heads than you need, some with a variety of different helmets. And in the middle there, in the middle now, is a guy holding a severed head aloft, which was a Celtic thing to do. Yeah, and a few different, another head down the bottom there. There's a few different helmet crests as well as if you want to make some command out of these. There's there's a sort of standard at the top there, and at the bottom a Carnex. So you've got everything you need for a decent regiment or a decent unit. What I have found with these as well is the bits from the two sets are very interchangeable. So I'll have a look at the Celtic Warriors set in a moment, and there's a few things on there. Certainly the heads are different. The heads can be swapped about, and they've also got things like cloaks on the Warrior set, which I found they fit perfectly on these as well. So I've sort of mixed things up and yeah, bashed the kits a little bit together to get some more variety and yeah, just make the figures look that little bit more different. So yeah, quite impressed with all of that. That's, as I say, that's the Naked Fanatic set. Having a look at the Warrior set. So again, I don't know how much you're seeing of this because the lighting isn't good, but you can at least get some sort of flavour of what's on the sprue, hopefully, if nothing else. In the Naked, just the normal Warrior set, there's two command sprues, which is this one. You've got 3 bodies there, 2 of which are chainmail, the other one just normal clothing. 3 shields. You've got Carnex, a couple of different standard options, several heads, again far more than you need. There's so much you can do with the heads, changing them around and switching them, so you should never have 2 figures that look the same. There's some sort of horn there as well. I thought the main instrument was the Carnex, but I guess you can have some horns if you wanted to as well. I'll probably leave those out and just stick with this. Carnex looks a bit more yeah, a bit more Celtic and a bit more impressive, I think, so I'll probably just stick with those. Again, a load of scabbards and various right and left hand options for weapons, spears, swords, you name it. Again, far more than you would need for any particular, or for the figures on the base. So lots of spares, which should give you lots of potential to use with other things if you want to. Yeah, so that's the command sprue. As I say, 2 of those. So you've got, I guess if you've got 48 figures in the bag, you could probably have a couple of units of 24, which is the rough sort of size I'd be doing, I guess. So you've got commands for a couple of units. Just have a look at the main Warrior sprue. 6 warriors on each, so you get 72 in total. I'm talking about, sorry, 7 of these in total, so that's 42 figures plus the 6 command is your 48. On this one you've got 6 bodies, 3 bare-chested with just normal trousers, and then 3 with tops and trousers. 3 cloaks, which, as I say, perfectly fine to work perfectly well on the Naked Fanatics, which I've put a couple in cloaks just to vary it. Got your 6 shields, and again a lot of very similar options, various sort of helmet crests down the bottom here, if that's what you if you want to pimp their headgear a bit. Various warriors heads with helmets, again loads and loads of heads, and they're not exactly the same as the ones in the, not all of them are the same as the ones in the Fanatics set, so you're getting lots and lots of variety. And again, there's some left-hand options, holding spears, and right-hand javelins, and left and right hands throwing javelins. So you could easily make them into sort of skirmishers if you want, rather than fully fledged warriors. So yeah, loads and loads of options. So really impressed with that. Hopefully that gives you a rough overview. If you're looking on getting them, obviously you'll get a lot more information on the website and online, and a lot better pictures than I'll give you. But hopefully that's give you some idea of what's there and how it all, what you can do with it. The other thing I was going to do, just very quickly, was a bit of a size comparison. So if you give me one moment. Yeah, so there's a couple of warriors side by side. My initial impression is that the Victrix Warriors are quite a bit bigger, particularly their heads are bigger, and they do stand a little bit taller. Now I'm looking at them through the lens, getting the view that you're getting. They don't look so different after all, but I'll see if I can maybe hold them up in a way that would demonstrate. Again, maybe I misjudged. They don't look. Well, take your view on it. As I say, my initial impression was that the Victrix figures are a little bit bigger. I think they'd be fine in the same army, but I wouldn't necessarily put them in the same unit. So that's something to think about. But as I say, I've got best part of a couple of hundred of the Warlord ones now, so I'm not going to be getting rid of them. They will work together in one way or another. As I say, I may just not base the two makers up together. The particular thing I noticed with them is that I felt anyway the heads are an awful lot bigger as well on the Victrix, which maybe you can see from that comparison. Yeah, as I say, to the naked eye they look a lot different, a lot less well matched than they do on here. So I'll reflect on that once I've got them painted up before I make any final decisions, and maybe I've been a bit hasty, but that was my initial impression anyway. Yeah, size wise I felt the Victrix were just a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, particularly in the head. The other thing that I sort of compared to give you an idea was the shields. If you have a look, just for again say a bit of a comparison, if I can maybe hold this up a bit at a better angle. The Warlord ones are the painted ones, and the Victrix are the ones I've just clipped off the sprue. I think you can probably see there that the Victrix shields are quite a lot bigger. So again, I think that sort of feeds into the what I perceived as being a size differential between the figures. But yeah, as I say, very nice figures. The Warlord ones are fine as well. Just not sure they'd match in a unit, but yeah, other people may think differently, and I may do when I've had a bit more time to reflect on it. But yeah, that's where we stand so far. So I hope that gives you an overview anyway on where we are with everything. Not a lot really to add because I said a few things last night that I want to say again. Thanks for all the new subscribers, and thanks for continuing to watch and comment. Really appreciate it. I'll leave this with you, and make what you will of it. And good luck. Hope your projects are going well. And yeah, no doubt speak to you again soon. Take care.